I think it might be wrong as far as the settings go. Let us take a look and see how we do. No, we've gone to the totally the wrong audio thing for this. No, we've gone. Oh. Okay, so I think I'm trying some new experimental things. Try that and see how that. I'm waiting for the video to catch up. Well, see, now it's still got that damn hum. That's a bummer. None of the things that I tried this... So I tried some stuff today that was gonna hopefully do a little bit better with the audio, improving on just what we had the last stream, but it turns out none of that is working. So I just backed out. Anyhow, there's a little bit of hum still. I had a device that was supposed to help, but it doesn't have the extra band that's used in the audio for the actual cell phone. And then I have some ferrite beads that I added to the cables to try and reduce some hum if it was being caused by the power, where you use the speakers and the audio and stuff. If they're on the same power supply, then it causes that to mess up. So I don't know. And we're also getting, that's new. I think that's new, where it turns yellow. Boy, that's kind of frustrating. So the lighting is weird too. Anyhow, welcome to the stream. I'm Rigaroga. This is Cooking with Rigaroga. It's Sunday, which is the second day of... Hey, I'm Long Live. How you doing? Thanks for dropping in. And the theme is weird for the... That didn't used to be a thing, did it? It's like the names are invisible for some reason on the overlay from Streamlabs. That's really wacky. I don't think it was like that last time. I don't know if there's a let's see. Can I fix that? That's weird. Yeah, okay, well, I'll take a look at that and see. Anyhow, welcome, Nomad Type. How you doing? How's it going? So today, I'm going to be cooking. This is the second meal out of the second box. There's one more meal to go, and that'll be on Tuesday. And then I get the new box on Wednesday. Is it this light? No, that was on before. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird that it's going yellow like that. Anyhow, it is a little cold in here, so I think some of the, I use compact fluorescent and LEDs and stuff like that, and I think they sort of take a while to warm up. Hopefully, it'll get better. Anyhow, so we're going to cook this meal, and today we are going to be cooking. Well, you've already seen the title, but it's Potsticker Burgers with Spicy Asian Slaw. So let's go ahead and pull that out and take a lookie. And I'll put the folder away. But that's what it's supposed to look like. We're going to get 2 burgers out of it, and I'll eat one tonight, and then I'll save one for tomorrow. In the box is romaine heart slaw mix, which is interesting. They have you cut the romaine, but they don't have you cut the slaw mix. Probably because it requires, it's shredding it, so they figure they'll do it. Anyhow, mayonnaise, sriracha, ground pork, ponzu sauce, the 2 buns, and Asian sesame dressing. It's supposed to take about 25 to 35 minutes. It's easy to cook, and it's the spice level is mild, although there is sriracha, so you're supposed to be able to spice it to your desire. And from my cabinets, we need olive oil, salt, pepper, 3 mixing bowls, and our large nonstick pan. And then these are the steps, and it's just the 5 steps, so it's relatively quick and easy. I'm going to put the instructions up here so that I can see them, and then let's go ahead and start setting aside our ingredients. Let's open up our bag. This is the ground pork. So we've got our romaine, the slaw mix, which I do find funny is that it's already shredded. There's the Asian sesame dressing, sriracha, and I have extra, but I don't know how I feel about. We might add more. I don't know. And then there's the mayonnaise, and then the ponzu sauce. So the ponzu sauce is their own thing. The rest are packaged. Let's go ahead and get this wrapper out of the way. Okay, so let's set these guys out of the way so we can start up. The first thing we're supposed to do is get this romaine prepared. So let's go ahead and get our cutting board out. And we'll go ahead and get the knife. It's a little bit, feels a little bit like it's been in there a little bit too long, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And then we're going to put this into a salad mixing bowl. So let's go ahead and we're going to coarsely cut this. And just get this all ready to go. And there's actually not a lot of prep for this. It's mostly just the cooking. There'd be quite a bit more if we were having to, chop up or shred the slaw. And I do have tools to do that, but I suppose, it's not a super fun thing to do. Shredding all of the different ingredients. Plus, they'd have to include them, and it'd be weird sizes because it's kind of, it's not a lot of slaw actually that you need. So let's go ahead and put the romaine in here. Oh, look, I must have the fridge really cold because there's actually still ice in there. Okay. All right, and that's actually the whole first step. So we're going to go ahead and put that to the side. Let's get the cutting board out of the way and get a mixing bowl. And we're making the slaw. So let's go ahead and cut open the slaw. Okay, let's get that out of there. So there's the slaw cut up slaw mix. Whoops. Okay, in the mixing bowl, combine the slaw mix, the mayonnaise. So let's go ahead and get this going. Oh, there's actually a cut right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that going. So we get the mayonnaise going. And get that out of the way. Hey, kitten. And the sriracha. Hey, Max. Whoa, it deleted. Oh, sorry about that. What the heck? All caps? Oh, man. What the heck? Yeah, healthy food. It's not completely healthy. It's a burger, and it's got mayonnaise in it, and it's got, you know, stuff. I can still hear the audio from the headphones over there. I'm gonna go actually turn this down. There we go. And just get that quiet. You're eating wings? That's funny. Yeah, so anyhow, it's a pot sticker taste. So it's got ponzu and sriracha and stuff in the slaw, but it's you know, pork burgers basically. So I mean, you know, it's healthy, I guess, sort of. And then we were supposed to add a little bit of olive oil. I'm feeling like that's not a lot of sriracha sauce. Yeah, it's got, this is the ground pork for the 2 patties that we're gonna make. We're gonna make 2 patties out of that. So we'll get to that. I am gonna cheat a little bit and just add a slight bit more sriracha. A little more rooster sauce for the man. Okay, and then we're gonna add some, a pinch of salt. So we've got our salt already, so we're gonna add a pinch of salt. And I'll wash the extra salt off my fingers. And actually I'll put the towel on my shoulder, which I should have done earlier. Okay, and so let's get this mixed up a little bit. I'm supposed to stir this up, get this going. Ooh, that smells good. The sriracha really adds a nice touch to that slaw. So there we go. Also makes it really orange, which is kind of funny. Okay. And then we're supposed to actually let that sit, and it's the tastes are supposed to marry each other in there. So, you know, we'll let them get a room. Okay, and so the next thing is we're going to form the patties. So we're going to combine the pork, the ponzu, salt, and pepper in another mixing bowl. Okay, so this is our other mixing bowl. Let's go ahead and open up our pork. And the cats are running up and down the stairs, making all kinds of wacky noises. Oh, they're playing with bottle caps. I have bottle caps and, you know, the little red rings from milk cartons, or not cartons, but jugs, strewn all over the freaking house because they love to play with them. And actually candy wrappers. It's crazy. They'll walk around with the candy wrappers in their mouth and want me to play fetch with the bottle caps and the milk jug rings and all sorts of stuff. They're crazy little kitties. They're really great. I named 2 of the cats after the ravens on Odin's shoulders, Hugin and Munin, and of course they ended up having all kinds of interesting, sort of almost raven-like behavior. You know, grabbing stuff and using toys and all sorts of playing fetch. I've had other cats that play fetch, so it's not a complete surprise. But they definitely like to play. They definitely like to play fetch. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of salt. And a pinch of pepper. And then ponzu. No, yes, ponzu. Okay, so that's our mix right there. We got it all mixed in there with the sauce and the pork. It seems way wetter than I thought it would be. But let's go ahead and... Wow! Make the food, dang it. I'm working on it, I'm working on it. Slave driver, thanks for dropping in, Bruce. How you doing? Good to see you. Okay, let's get this all mixed up. So this is going to be our 2 pork patties. That's pretty well mixed up. That's pretty good. It's all good. It's all good. I give you a bad, you know, I drop into your chat and give you a horrible time. So, you know, it's only fair. It's only fair. You know, if we streamers aren't going to torture each other, what's the point? Yeah. I mean, as long as chat understands that we're just playing and not actually being mean, I suppose. Because that'd be bad. Okay, so. Oh, cool, Bruce. That's awesome. Yeah, I just started this last week, and I've been doing 3 a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And I'd like to keep doing them. I'm probably going to do them for at least. I'm thinking maybe most of another month, end of May, but I may end up having to take a break. But I'm gonna, you know, play around with them. I've been trying to get the audio and, you know, the setup exactly right, but I'm gonna end up changing everything in about 2 months anyway. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyhow, so we're supposed to form 2 patties out of this. So I'm just gonna pinch it in half and form the patties. And I don't know how you do them, but I kind of you know, make a ball and then just sort of work it with my thumbs to make it relatively flat. So we're going to go ahead and just get that down. And then, so that's one right there. So just make a ball in the 2 palms and then just push it a little bit flat, but then you switch to cupping it and then pushing it down. So you're keeping the sides from breaking apart. And that always seems to work pretty well for me. I mean, you don't want them to be perfect, but you want them to be, you know, patties. Okay, so we got those formed. Let's go ahead and put that over here. And my hand, wow, that pork really made my hands oily. Okay, let's go ahead and try and get a little bit of that off. Just using the sink that's right behind my little area. And so that's actually everything that we're supposed to do with that. The next thing is we're supposed to cook the buns and the patties. So this is going, I mean, it's relatively quick. We're almost ready to plate, in fact, once these are cooked. And craziness. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get our large nonstick pan over medium heat, so not medium high. So we'll do it a little bit lower than we've been doing it before. And you're going to add the buns to the hot, dry pan. So we're going to let that go a little bit hotter. Now these are already split, but we're going to go ahead and they're not completely split, they're just mostly split. So we'll just go ahead and make sure that we get them separated. So there's that. And then we'll go ahead and get the other one prepared and ready. Find the seam and just open it up. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, doop, doop. Okay, there's another bun. Little bun, bun. Okay. Yep. Okay, so we're just waiting for that to heat up a little bit. And then the thing we're supposed to do is, it's actually like they're going to brown for about 2 minutes. And we're going to remove those to a plate. So I should have a plate set up for that. Let's go ahead and get that ready. it's getting there. Let's go ahead and let's put those in there. Get those started up. Let's take a couple minutes so you can take time to read the newspaper, do little crossword puzzles, chat with chat, stuff like that. Oh, let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss what to do with the hum. I think I'm probably going to end up, when I do a new setup, I'm going to end up having not using the cell phone. It's not working because there's either I get the weird static from I assume from it's trying to correct the sound and stuff, or I get that the line hum, and I can't seem to isolate where that's coming from. So I've tried a bunch of stuff, and I got the lavalier mic, and then I got the little isolator, the actual electronic isolator, and then I got the ferrite beads and stuff to try and get those set up. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's got to be directly with the phone. It could be from the power that it's plugged into. Well, it's not its own charger. No, it's not. I forget which charger it's working with. But it's one from one of my tablets, So it's not a it came the charger that it's on right now and that I've been using is something that's been with a tablet, not purchased separately. But that's a thought. I could try. Yeah, let's try it. Let's unplug it. That I was actually going to experiment with that, and I totally forgot. So let's try that. Let's listen in. It sounds like it went away, doesn't it? So let's plug that back in, and then we'll wait for the delay. Yeah, so it's yeah, oh wow, that was way easier. Ugh. Yeah, good call. Good call. So I just need to figure out how to do a better charger or power supply for that. Of course, it may be because it's down here. I don't know. Actually, while I'm waiting for that to cook, why don't I try this? So it might not be the charger, it may be the wall socket, but I've got one other. Let's try this. Let's see if this does it. Oh, wow, yeah. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and not use that. So what I might do is try to do some sort of like battery pack or something like that. Whoa, hello. Hello. Pay attention. Okay. Hi. Well, we got those a little bit toasty. While I was playing with the audio. Okay, so we got those a little bit toastier than I had wanted them to be, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, battery pack. I think that might be the way to go. Hopefully the battery will last while we're doing the filming. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I know. Well, you can only do so many things at once. Okay, so we remove the buns to the plate. Oh no, it's okay. It's all good. I was the one who wanted to try the other charger. So we're gonna keep the pan over the medium heat, and we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil, and then we're gonna put the patties in. So let's go ahead and do this. and then we'll add the patties. And it's pretty crazy that we're adding oil to a pork patty thing, because wow, you know, the pork is going to have a lot of oil. But let's go ahead, let's try it. So we're going to do the same. We already know it's hot, so we don't really need to test it. I was going to say we were going to do the same thing where we test it to be sure, but it's doing pretty good. Okay, let's get that into the sink. Well, the lavalier mic, the sound is definitely better. A lot richer and a lot closer to me than if I were just using the mic that's on the phone. But oh, interesting, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, the lighting isn't very great and all of that. So I'll work on that next. It is what it is. I'm okay. We'll just improve it every single time. But yeah, it's for some reason it seemed like it was getting more yellow shifting this time than it was in the previous videos, or maybe I just didn't catch it when it was happening. Yeah, it's right on me. It's like it's right here. So I take it with me. Of course, I end up, like, if I'm trying to get to the fridge or something like that, I yank the crap out of it. So I've got it, like, I've got a little bit of slack left into it and stuff. Okay, so we're gonna have to leave that to cook because it's not gonna cook so great if I don't do a good deal on it. It's about 3 to 4 minutes per side for the minimum internal temperature. So I already flipped it once, but we'll go ahead and let it get up. And unfortunately, it is smoking. This is the worst smoking I've had of any of the things, and I think it might be part. Yeah, it didn't say to wipe the pan clean, but I feel like I really should have. I feel like I should have wiped it clean to get all the bits of the bun that were left on there, because I think that's really what's causing the smoking to happen. Let's go ahead and get one more plate out, ready for the patties when we get going. The other thing actually is that the power to the house has, I definitely saw a little bit of a brownout yesterday. So the power may actually be worse today than it is normally. It's kind of one of those things about living in the middle of nowhere. But if I get like one of the battery packs or something like that, then it seems like that would actually be a really good deal, because well, I need to get a UPS for the router and all that sort of stuff anyway. We'll see how the power is in the new place, but. Yeah, it's going to be a little smoky in here. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Just adds a little bit, you know, the smoke just it seasons the house a little. That's what I'm doing. I'm seasoning the house. I'm testing the fire alarms. That's what I'm doing. I'm seasoning the house and testing the fire alarms. I'm just multitasking is what I'm doing. Yeah, so I can see it. I can see it kind of jittery there. Yeah, it's actually remote. part of the issue is that I'm doing this in the downstairs, and I usually stream from upstairs, so I don't have like wired Ethernet down here. It's all so, and then I don't have a computer or any of the cameras or anything set up down here, so it's kind of sort of a makeshift thing. You know, I don't think I've used avocado oil actually. Now that pretty sure I haven't. Yeah, you probably. I mean, do you really want to cook with avocado oil, or is it mainly something you'd add like to a salad or something like that? Do people really cook with it? Cook it on really like a really low temperature. Okay, so once those get done, then we're pretty much going to be tossing the romaine with the dressing and then plating the dish. So why don't we go ahead, sunflower oil? Huh, interesting. Yeah. Well, you know, and I've also, some of the recent stuff about olive oil, like you don't want to cook in high temperatures with it and stuff, and so using it for a dish like this, it seems like you'd really want to use, you know, an alternate oil instead of olive oil. All of the recipes that from Home Chef so far have said olive oil. It's really a funny kind of mix because you know, they have really interesting recipes and stuff, but then they also use like prepared packets of some of the ingredients. I did another food box a while back that I never streamed or anything, and it was all there was basically I don't recall anything in there that was in a prepackaged container that they didn't put together. Like I mean, they made their own ponzu, or at least separated it out into smaller containers. But then they've got, you know, like the mayonnaise and then the sriracha sauce were all in service packets. So it's kind of a weird mix, you know. But you know, as far as the service goes, instead of having like 3 or 4 different things to choose from, they've got 10 different recipes each week that you can choose from, and they have different price points. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we got that going. Okay, I'm feeling like this is probably... Let's go ahead and let that cool off over here. Okay, and then we're supposed to dish. So let's go ahead and get our 2 plates. And again, I'm going to do the thing where I plate twice. I'm going to plate the 2, one for today, one for tonight, and then one for tomorrow. So we'll go ahead and do our 2 buns. And really all you do is you put the buns on. Top with the slaw. Yeah, well, you know, and it's also the sizes, you know, like, I mean, if you're going to have like, it's just a tiny little bit of sriracha sauce, it's really hard to just sort of say, you know, let's put it in some, you know, let's not have it in a service packet, because the size of it is so small, it's just not efficient. So yeah, hey Riley, how you doing? We're just getting close to dishing these up. So we're actually just putting this spicy slaw on the top of each of these. And there's a little bit more, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna heap the slaw on there. I'm doing pretty good, Riley. I'm super stoked to eat this. I've been really excited. There's two essentially, I mean, there's a bunch of good recipes that I'm getting, but this was one of the ones where I was like super excited about adding to the meal box. So I'm excited about this, and I've been waiting all day to cook and eat this. Okay. There's a few little strands left in there. It is pork. It is pork, yes. Yep, 2 little pork patties. Okay, and then we're going to top that off with the top of the bun. And then we're going to dish up the romaine and sauce. Actually, I should probably let's do 2 spoons and just get that. There's actually a lot more. There's like a bunch of extra salad for this. That's okay. Probably should have used half of the slaw, but the slaw looks so good, and it's going to be so good and spicy. It's going to make me happy. Let's go ahead and put that on there. Okay. So there we go. Let's put these away really quickly. All right, so that's our dish. I suppose that's a little bit messy, but so this is the Potsticker Burgers with Spicy Asian Slaw and a side salad that we just made on stream. It was super easy too. Bread cement box. Well, I mean, it's got a bun. Okay, so we're gonna set that one aside so I can take a picture for Instagram later and then eat that tomorrow. But we're gonna eat this sucker right now. I feel like I should cut it in half, maybe. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of this salad. Oh yeah, I can taste the sesame oil in that. That's pretty good. So shall we take a big bite of this? Oh, look at that. Look at that. That looks amazingly good. Okay, let's take a big bite of this sucker. Mmm. Mmm. Yeah, that's really good. It's definitely not too spicy. I could have probably added a little bit more sriracha, or I could have added some sambal oelek to the pork. That probably would have been nice. But it does have like just a little bit after you eat it. There is a little bit of spice, but it's not very. The bun's good. The bun is pretty good. It's kind of like a baked humbao bun. I don't know what kind of bread it is. It's got kind of a glossy color, surface to it. So, But yeah, we didn't ruin it. We didn't ruin it. I mean, it's a little bit overdone, but it's still really good. Oops, that's a big mouthful. And there's a bunch of salad left. So, the last recipe that I did was had the pico de gallo, and there was a bunch of that left over. So I actually used that in I used that in a spicy rice and pork bowl that I made yesterday. This is Home Chef. And that was the recipe. So that was what it was supposed to look like. Looks pretty similar, pretty good. I didn't get the salad to be all out of focus like that. Yeah, okay, Iceman. Sounds good. Sounds good. We'll have to do a barbecue. I'll be sure to save it for you until tomorrow. Oh yeah, good stuff. So far, I've liked the recipes. They're pretty good. They're not super complicated and stuff. The other meal kit that I tried once was a lot more sort of chef kind of gourmetish. Like it required a little bit more finesse. So I mean, you know, with only a few steps in the recipe, they managed to do a pretty tasty little dish. And just about pretty much everything that I've done so far. Oh, Iceman, yeah, I hear you. I was actually vegetarian for about 10 years, which is also a funny story because I went vegetarian right after I broke up with my vegetarian girlfriend, or well, she broke up with me, but yeah, and then I was vegetarian for 10 years after we stopped going out. It was so silly. But yeah, I actually used to make what did I call it? I called it my Philly cheese fake or chili no, wait. Chili cheese fake sandwich, right? Like cheesesteak sandwich. But I'd use a bunch of different meats, you know, fake meats, and cook them up and made these really good hoagies and all sorts of good stuff. Those were good. I kind of actually miss those. But the only thing I missed as a vegetarian was really savory, spicy meat, like like gyros and stuff like that. Especially Greek food. There's a Cuban restaurant in Portland. Okay. Yeah, there's actually links on each of the recipes to a web page where you can tell them what you thought of them, and so I wonder if they actually talk about the recipes there. But yeah, I could take pictures. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Wow. Yeah. Oh man, so good to eat. Trying not to spoil my appetite earlier, but I was so close to stuffing my face with like temporary food. Oh, cool, Bruce. I'll keep that in mind. is soul food, or is it sun food like harvest, sunny kind of chicken and rice with cream? Oh wow, yeah, I bet. The peppercorn and cream sauce that was on the first recipe with the chicken that I did was spot on. That was really excellent. As I lose half of my mouthful. Classy rig, totally classy. Well, at least that's on film. Somebody should clip that. Watch Rig stuff his mouth so full it falls back out. Hey, Iceman. Okay, cool. Thanks for stopping in. Enjoy your meal. The salad is a little bit simple. Ooh, Puerto Rican food. Nice. Yeah, there's a Cuban restaurant in Portland that I never really got to eat at because I was vegetarian at the time that I was near it. And most of it was meat. I do that all the time, Bruce. I'm like every time I send an email or something like that, I'm like obsessing over the content and like right clicking. Is that spelled right? Is that spelled right? It is. Yeah. Yeah. I think you know exactly which one that is. It's that super weird colorful one in Northeast. Yep. Mm-hmm. Have you eaten there? I mean, you obviously know about it. No, I mean, you're in Portland. God, I'm an idiot. Of course you know that area. Because that's how we met. Oh wow, that'd be tough. I used to live a block away from a Thai food restaurant, a boba tea restaurant, um, and a crepe restaurant. I was done. I was doomed. Oh, cool. Yeah, Portland was good. Portland was pretty good. I lived pretty far out in southeast when I was there, but yeah, just there was always stuff to do and great stuff to great stuff to eat and all the food carts and like Potato Champion and get some vegetarian poutine and yeah, all sorts of good stuff. Yeah, no, I around the time that we met, just slightly after that, I ran into some um, it's just personal difficulties and stuff, and I ended up moving out of Portland. And I'm sort of rural Southwest Washington right now, and that's actually why I couldn't participate much in the Twitch Portland idea. Yeah, it took me a while to get back to streaming and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it happens. But thanks for saying so. Um, yeah, I'm actually preparing for a really big move in the next 2 months. So more about that later. But it's like a huge move. I actually really lucked out because even though I'm rural, I had been stuck on satellite internet as the only broadband I had, which really shouldn't be called broadband. It's so awful. Um, but the local telco installed fiber all the way up the main highway. And so I can throw a rock at the D-slam. So my distance from my house for DSL to the D-slam, I tried to convince them to let me run Ethernet out there, but they wouldn't do it. Wow. Yeah, thanks for wishing me good luck. Hopefully it'll turn out really awesome. There's a lot of promise to it. I don't haven't been talking too much about the details and stuff because just bury a router. Yeah, I'll just sneak over there. But yeah, it's kind of silly that they wouldn't run fiber to the house. But oh well. But the place that I think I'm going to end up is actually got way better. They use a hybrid fiber, so it's fiber wrapped in coax, which I've never heard of, which seems wacky to me. Why you wouldn't just run fiber to the house, but I suppose it's fiber's more fragile and whatnot. But they probably run the TV over the coax and not the fiber. And then try to bundle it, but it's going to be a much better internet than even here. So that'll be good. And then, of course, the main bottleneck will be my machine, which has already seen better days. But that's the life. That's the life. You just gotta do what you can with what you've got. So we ended up with, this is the second dish, and then we ended up still having, another serving of salad. And I threw all of the slaw up there, so there's definitely some extra slaw. I probably would have had a much better like an extra serving of slaw if I hadn't put it on there. Yeah, I truly think it's probably that they do the fiber for the internet, and then for some reason they've decided to do cable for the actual like TV channels and stuff. That's probably what it's all about. They may have decided not to go with digital cable, digital channels, and they want to do analog channels. Tacoma did that when they did their municipal internet. They actually did opted to not go for digital cable because they felt like, or digital channels, because they felt like the quality was slightly less. But they installed municipal cable, coax cable, to every house that wanted it. So it probably has something to do with that. But I hadn't heard of it. I hadn't heard of wrapping fiber with cable. That just sounds wacky. Okay, so that's almost everything. It's a little bit greasy. One of these days I'm gonna get. I used to have one. It was the little screen that you put on top of your pans to stop the spatter. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of dish soap in there just to get that ready. So we still have a little bit of salt and pepper left, so I'll go ahead and put those up and have those ready for Tuesday. Yeah, spatter guard something. I mean, it's a. I don't know why I don't have one. I'm such a. I used to be way better at cooking. To be honest, I used to be way better. I hardly ever burned anything, and I don't remember it being really spattery. But like in the last several years, I constantly burn stuff, like the puns, and I'm always spattering oil all over everything. It's really annoying. I don't know what it is. I've become messy in my old age. I have not used an air fryer, except for popcorn. I think I've used an air popper, um, and that's always been, something to explore. I mean, cooking for myself, it's hard to justify like a whole range in a whole oven. Like I think about, if I were to just, all I really need is one like induction hot plate and a like a toaster oven, big enough for pizza. And that's pretty much all I need. I don't actually need like a really fancy, completely big kitchen. It's not like I cook like whole turkeys or anything. Even on the holidays, I don't really, rarely, like not even every year do I cook a whole turkey. And those actually you can get, turkey roasters that sit on the counter too. But yeah, I don't do a lot of fry food. I used to. I'm trying to remember. I think I had like a fry daddy or something, some sort of deep fryer thing, and I ended up not using it a whole lot. I really just don't. Yeah. Oh, I have never done sous vide. Um, but yeah, I mean, as far as locking in flavor and juices and stuff, boy, oh boy. I've thought about getting one of those, like those hot pots, because you can do sous vide in those as well as like all the other stuff that I would do, like cooking rice and stuff like that. Do you use is it a dedicated sous vide kind of device, or do you do it on the stove, or how do you do it? Oh yeah, is it? You just lock it in the little. Do you have to you use different bags each time, or? Oh, interesting. Yeah. I think I've seen pictures of that. Where you just, yeah, it circulates, so it's like a little water convection oven kind of thing. Huh. That's really interesting. But yeah, so do you end up using different like dedicated bags, and then you have a little sealer or whatever? Or do you do it like, I don't know, like in freezer bags or something like that? Or what do you do for the bags? Oh, interesting. So yeah, like gallon freezer bags or something. Huh. I might look into that. I might look into that. That would be fun to experiment with, sort of play around with. Yeah, there's like, I don't know what else. My mom and I used to have a donut cooker. I'm trying to think of all the like, oh, not freezer bags. Oh, okay. So they're specifically for sous vide then. Okay. Okay. But are they? They're not reusable, are they? Because I think that the ones I've seen, like you seal it up on the one side, right, and then you cut it open. I think trying to think about all of the specialty cooking devices that I've ever used. I think the one that I've loved the most was the ice cutter, the ice shaver. Make your own snow cones and Italian ices and stuff. Oh man, that's good. Huh. Well, that sounds really good, man. The steak with butter, yeah. Yeah, steak and garlic. There's a McCormick's and Schmidt's in Seattle, and they have on the walls. It's a steakhouse, and they have a bunch of quotes up on the walls, and like news cuttings and clippings and stuff. And one of the quotes, and I don't remember who said it or if it says who said it, but it says ketchup or garlic is the ketchup of intellectuals. I've always remembered that quote as being pretty awesome. Oh wow, you sous vide it and then you give it a sear it in order to seal it up. Oh wow. That sounds really interesting. I might have to try that. Yeah, garlic is good. Garlic is good. I was a member of a CSA in Portland very briefly, um, and one of the things we got was the young garlic sprouts. So the greens from the garlic. Oh, that was so good. Really, really tasty. Chop those up, makes good salad out of them. Oh, yes. And then of course, baked garlic and you basically make butter out of it. Oh, so luscious. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some of that. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. That'd be pretty cool. And that would be fun to do on stream too. I mean, well, I mean, maybe not watching it. Get a good view of it bubbling and bubble toil and trouble in its little bowl, and it's like, okay, we're just gonna wait for it to be done. Let's talk for a while.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. Let's talk. Let's talk while the food cooks. Well, it takes a little cooking swim. It's swimming in the hot, bubbly water. Yes, well, tell me about your life while this cooks.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a lot of like cooking tricks. I like to cook. I mentioned this in a previous stream where I used to cook a lot. Like I had wok and stuff, and I would do stir fry all the time. Uh, and then I had a roommate that ate half of my food, and so I basically realized like I'm going to all this trouble to buy food and half of it is going away. And if I'm spending twice as much for the same amount of like the amount of food I eat is twice as expensive if half of it is going away. So I might as well eat at a restaurant. And so then I got out of the habit of cooking and I've never really recovered fully. I suspect that's probably why I've started to burn things and spatter things is that I just got out of the habit and I just don't remember. But yeah, man, stir fries and making pizza from scratch and doing curries and I never really got into baking very much. I keep trying to get into it. Um, and I've got a bread machine and stuff that I make bread every once in a while, but actually just baking, Other than pizza, I really just don't get into that much. I guess I don't really like bread all that much, to be honest. But yeah, the other thing that I always think that I want to eat, but I never eat is soup and squashes. Like I keep thinking about eating squash, and anytime I think about it, it's like, oh yeah, that'd be a good thing to do. But then when I get around to it, I never do it. Oh, that'd be yeah, an interesting taste. Well, because of rice wine vinegar, um, for cooking, but also used when it's seasoned with sugar for sushi rice. That's a really good taste. I can see that totally. Yeah. Oh, whoa, yeah. Tofu noodles would be way better than yeah. Butternut squash is great. Butternut squash and curry is amaze balls. Absolutely amaze balls. A good spicy. It's kind of like a musaman curry, which is peanuts and kind of peanut buttery taste, but then it's also got potatoes in it, and but do that with butternut squash. Oh, that's so good. Oh, it's so good. There was a recipe that had butternut squash in it that I did a couple nights ago. Yeah. Oh, it's great. There's a little Thai food place in the nearest town to me, and they do some what they call pumpkin, but it's not pumpkin. It's a different kind of gourd, a sort of a green, almost pumpkin-y kind of thing, but not quite butternut squash. Butternut squash is way good. That's probably of all of the squashes, that's probably my favorite. It's pretty, pretty tasty. Of course, the temptation is you douse it in brown sugar and butter, which is then it becomes less and less tasty. Excuse me, less and less healthy, but more and more tasty. And then your squash just becomes a delivery mechanism for butter and sugar. It's just another mechanism to shovel it into your mouth. That's kind of like celery, celery and peanut butter. The celery is fine, whatever, but it's basically just your excavation machine to lift the peanut butter to your mouth. Yeah. Well, of course, yes. No, it's way better than dousing it with butter and brown sugar. I still want to douse it with butter and brown sugar though. Well, that's like me and radishes. I love radishes, but I also love dipping them in salt. And so like I cake them in salt, and it's just an awful, awful thing to do to myself. Is like increase my salt intake by 1,000% when I eat radishes. I've actually used radishes cut up into thin slices and into a curry, and it actually works pretty well to spice it up a little bit. Spaghetti squash? Yeah, that's a different thing. That's different. Spaghetti squash is fun though. I've tried to make it, but I always end up making it a little bit. It ends up turning out too watery, so I'm not cooking it as long as I should. But yeah, using butternut squash, and I have a spiralizer that this is actually it's kind of dirty because it's been in storage, but this is my spiralizer, and so I've been meaning to like do spiralize a bunch of zucchinis and things like that, um, and use that as pasta as well. Oops, that's hitting the side of the thing there. Oh, there we go. Well, I feel good about that meal was really tasty. And I feel really good about having discovered that it is in fact the power supply. So that narrows down what I need to do in order to improve the audio that much more. So I'll probably return that little doohickey, this little doohickey that I got to isolate. Yeah, unfortunately, this is actually so it needs the extra, it needs the extra band for the cell phone to work. If I plug this in, it actually switches over to the regular the mic that's on the back of the phone instead of the lavalier. But yeah, that was my attempt, and then also the ferrite beads that I added was another attempt. So I added those along the length of the lavalier mic cable. But so I'm going to end up returning this because it really just doesn't do anything, which is too bad. But it was supposed to. This is a device that you use when the speakers and the mic are on the same power supply. So you get some resonance on the cables, and this is supposed to take care of that. But it didn't work for my setup, so that was too bad. But yeah, so like an Anchor, like one of the Anchor power supplies or whatever. It's about half power now, so it's used about half of it from being fully charged. So that's actually not so bad. It's been an hour, so I could probably manage to do about 2 hours. Plus, I probably have cellular on, so I should probably turn that off, and that would save some. So I could do a pretty good lengthy stream with this setup. But if I had the battery pack, that would definitely, yeah. My major noise for me, the major noise problem is my fan, because because my machine just overheats when I'm trying to play. And so basically, until I fix that, there's really no point in working on fine tuning a bunch of other stuff. So it's nice that this particular setup actually doesn't have any fans at all. So that's pretty cool. So it's actually the sound down here in the kitchen being remote from everything else is actually way better than at my actual PC. Oh, you've got that. Yeah, you've got the two PCs. Yeah, yeah. So you want to put something in between them. A D-hum, not D-hiss. What it's D-hum and something else. Um, but yeah, condition the audio as it's going between the two. Well, yeah, and this is not a great phone. It's a Moto G4 Play. Um, so it's managing to stream at 720. There's some artifacts, but for the most part, it's pretty good. And especially with the mic plugged in and now the audio isn't humming, I'm pretty surprised at how good it is. If I could do wired Ethernet, then it would probably I could probably maybe even do one 1080 from it, but I mean it's not a new phone. It's 2 generations old. The G6 is out or coming out, so there's a whole generation in between this and this particular phone. Yeah, yeah, it's you know it's done its duty. I've had to decommission everything else. All of my old iPhone and my old iPads and stuff. They've all gone the way of the dodo bird now. But this one is hanging in. I think I had one other Android phone before this, so I guess it's not that old. It's not super old to me. Um, but if I got a newer version, then it would do even better. It's nice to be able to do remote. I don't know what I would do. Like if I had the battery pack, I could wander around in the yard and film stuff. Kind of reenact the battle on Endor. Get the speeder bike models and go through the trees and stuff and I have to figure out all kinds of weird stuff that I could do. I have to figure out some sort of. I get one of those balancing things. Get a weight on a rod and have the camera mount on top so that it does a little bit almost like a steady cam. That'd be pretty cool. Well, I'm feeling like it's winding down. I should probably take a picture of this before I put it into the fridge and send it, post it up to Instagram. And then eat that tomorrow. What have I got going on? So Monday morning, so tomorrow morning is the role-playing stream. It's going to be Curse of Strahd. That's in my events, so you can check that out. And then Tuesday I do another cooking stream, and then Wednesday I'm back with some stuff at noon Pacific time. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's kind of cool. Wow, that's wild. So it goes straight from the HDMI into a little. Well, so it's Wi-Fi, right? Or does it have the cell phone cell? Does it have the cell built into it? How does it connect to the cell? Or this? This. Okay, so the cell phone sets up a temporary hotspot, um, and then the box has Wi-Fi that broadcasts directly from it. That's really cool. Yeah, that sounds nifty. I don't have any HDMI cameras. When for your stream you use an actual camera, right? A video camera. It's not a Logitech Brio or something like that. Are you one of the You're one of the fancy. I mean, the video quality you've got is really good. So I assume you do HDMI in to a capture card. Oh wow, and that's kind of fun. Like go out to the beach or whatnot and do metal detecting on, and then and have your GoPro. That's cool. That's a cool idea. You should also geocache. You should consider geocaching as well. Find some stuff, leave some stuff, go on an adventure. Yeah, man, I haven't really contemplated fully what I would do out in the wilds if I had like a full streaming rig that I could do. I mean, I've thought about, obviously Portland. I've thought about like doing protests and filming on the go and stuff like that. But yeah, geocaching would be fun. I actually just as I was putting stuff into storage and packing up, I actually found my old GPS and my old. I had a fishing tackle box with a whole bunch of wacky sort of just random stuff that I had put in, to leave it at geocaches, like stickers and a book or two and some little figures and things like that. Every once in a while, I go back to the geocaching site and I check up on my. I have a travel bug with a tag that's traveled all over the world, and I think it's missing now. I think it finally found a permanent home, or just got lost, but it was fun to track for a while. I think it made it to Australia and then back to Europe. It was trying to go to Washington D.C. though. Yeah, I'm a little too Portlander. Not exactly hipster, but I'm sort of soft, crunchy granola kind of guy. I've lived in the Pacific Northwest a lot, so I'm the kind of guy who has tents and sleeping bags and stuff in my basement that I never use, and because I never left town. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, at least you've got it. You never know. You might use it. I did use them. I mean, it's not like I bought them and then never ever used them. So at least I can say that I used them once or twice. They did serve a purpose in life. Oh yeah, that's true. Or I could use it in my backyard. Yeah, there's been one or two times that I've contemplated that I would have needed that stuff. You never know. I mean, if the power went out, I might have to set up the tent in the living room in order to contain some heat. Okay, all right. I think I should call it. I'm gonna go ahead and close down the stream. Thank you so much, Bruce. It was really awesome to talk with you. It feels like I've dropped in a couple times and said hello and stuff, but we've been, it's strange. You were actually the first person on Twitter that we're mutual friends, and I've been following you since the Twitch PDX days. So it's really awesome to have a chat with you. Thanks for dropping in. That's really cool. And thanks. I will have a good night. You have a good night as well. And I will contemplate doing a food stream with sous vide as soon as I am able to do. I will definitely try that out because it sounds really good. Really, really good. All right. So thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. And this was Cooking with me. And we had a great Potsticker burger. And I'm going to have it tomorrow as well. I'm spoiling myself. Hey Michael, yeah, I'm just closing down the stream. This was the dish that I cooked. The video will be up on Twitch, so you can watch the whole thing. This is the Potsticker burger with spicy slaw and romaine salad. And I ate the other one, and then this one is for me tomorrow. So yeah, be sure, check out the video because it's going to be the whole thing is there for you to watch, as well as the other cooking with Rigarogas. So I do these. I've been trying to do these on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So the next one that I do will be around 6 p.m. Pacific on Tuesday. So come back and watch the next one. And it's going to be, I think, steak. I think it's a steak dish that I'm going to be doing. So it's going to be a really good one. I'm going to really enjoy eating it as well as cooking it. So I'll look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for dropping in, Michael. And I will see you all later. Bye-bye.